Good morning, dear students. Hope you all are doing fine and understanding what has been explained. Welcome to the online classes, and today's class we will be discussing a new chapter, that is Introduction to C++. In the previous session, that is Problem Solving Methodology part number 18, we have completed the chapter Problem Solving Methodology, and today we will be starting with a new chapter, and the name of the chapter is Introduction to C++, and Introduction to C++ is chapter number 7. And today's class, as we begin the session, it is part number 1. So this unit is one of the important unit, because whatever you study in this unit will be continuing for your second PUC syllabus as well. So let's get started and check out the contents of this particular chapter. And today's chapter, as I told, Introduction to C++, part number 1, and this unit is one of the very important unit, because this unit carries 39 marks from your syllabus, and the things what you study here will be continuing for the next year syllabus also. Kindly pay attention and make a note of the things what you study. Kindly prepare a notes. To begin with the chapter, let's have a quick look as to the highlights of the chapter. So today's class we will be discussing computer languages, translators, and we will be learning Introduction to C++. So let's get started and let's learn what computer languages are. Let us first understand what is the need of a language. Why do we need a language? As we know, we all use a language. Even now, I am using a language, that is English. English language, it is used for the communication. Not only English, we have Hindi, Kannada, and Tamil, Telugu. There are so many languages, and all these languages are a medium of communication between human beings. So when I am explaining some things for you, you are able to understand. That is because the language I am using is English, which you also understand. So we are communicating with each other, we are talking to each other with the help of a language. So imagine the same thing which if we have to do it with computer. So imagine I am being your teacher, I want you to do one task. So imagine I will ask you to write one particular topic 5 times. So I will tell you in the class. Imagine we are in the class and I am telling you, my dear students, kindly write down a topic called say current affairs. In current affairs, I want you to discuss the COVID-19, and I want you to write a paragraph on that. So you will understand and you will start writing. So if I want you all to do one particular task, I will be instructing it to you with the help of a language. A language can be English, Kannada, Hindi, but the thing is that language should be understandable by you and me. So following the instructions, the language whatever I am using, you will do the work. So imagine if we want a computer to do one particular task. So we want a computer to accomplish something. So if I tell it the language what you use to tell you, it will not understand. So because it understands only computer languages. So we use a computer language to instruct a computer. When you can see in the example, human beings, if we want to communicate with a computer, we will be using a computer language. A computer language, like we use a language for the communication, like we use Kannada, English, Hindi, Urdu. These are the natural languages. So Kannada, English, Hindi, Urdu, Tamil, Telugu, all these are natural languages which are used for the communication between human beings. Similarly, we use computer languages for the communication to establish a communication. If you want to make a computer to understand, to instruct certain things, we use computer languages. So computer languages include Java, C, C++, Python, Fortran, Basic, Lisp, Ruby. There are many computer languages. Using computer languages, we can write a program, and that program will have a set of instructions which tells the computer to do a specific task. So let us see the objectives of this chapter. The objective of this chapter is to understand what is the computer language. So what is the difference between low level and high level languages, and what are low level language and high level language. Programming languages. As I told you, programming languages are the computer languages. They provide a medium of communication between us and the computer. They give us the different instructions using which we can tell the computer to do a specific task. So, computer languages are also called programming languages. So let us see what is a program, programming languages, and the classification of computer languages. Programming languages. The art of writing instructions for a computer to solve the specific problem is known as programming. So what is programming? See, I can tell you to do one particular task. The same thing I can write it on the board and I can ask you to follow. You will follow my instructions. Similarly, if a computer has to follow our instructions, we need to write a program. And what is a program? Computer program is nothing but a set of instructions which instructs the computer to do what tasks to be done. So generally, we write a program to solve a problem, solve a task. A problem is given. To solve that problem, the required steps, we put it in a program. And program is written using languages, computer languages or programming languages. As we know that when we have to, in Kannada we have a different set of rules. Grammar you study, right? So you study Kannada, Hindi, English. All these three languages has different set of grammar. So here also we have vocabulary and set of grammatical rules. When we write a computer instructions, we need to follow certain rules, and only then a computer will obey our instructions. The output of program, okay, once the instructions are executed, we will get a output. So program is nothing but a set of instructions, and that set of instructions has to be written by following certain grammatical rules. Only then a computer executes. That is called a program, and after execution that will generate a output. That is called a program. So programming languages are nothing but a medium of communication between the man and the machine, and the computer languages are broadly classified into two categories: low level language and high level language. So you can see here we have hardware, and then we have machine language, assembly language and high level languages. So machine language and assembly language are low level languages, whereas Fortran, C, Pascal, visual languages, all these are high level languages. So kindly look at the picture displayed on the screen. So we have a classification of computer languages. So a classification of computer languages, we can see low level languages and high level languages. In low level languages, as I told, there are two: machine language and assembly language. In high level language we have again two: general purpose and special purpose. In general purpose we have compiler based, Algol, Fortran, COBOL, APL, BASIC, Pascal, PLI. So what is a compiler, what is an interpreter, we will discuss in detail in the coming topics. So hope you have understood the classification of computer languages. So what are computer languages? Computer languages are a medium of communication. It allows us to write a computer program. A program will tell the computer, it will instruct the computer what it has to do, how it has to do. And to write a program or to develop a program, we are using programming languages or computer languages. If you want your computer to follow your instructions, you need to learn the instructions which are in the programming languages. So this is about the classification. So let us see the classification in more details. Types of computer languages, as I told, there is machine language, and in the low level language we have machine language and assembly language. In high level language we have general purpose and special purpose. As we know that the computer what we are using is a digital computer. Okay, a digital computer understands a language of zeros and ones, and that is known as machine language. And then we have symbolic languages. Symbolic languages means here the programs are written using symbols. So we will discuss that in detail. In low level languages we have assembly language and machine language. In the high level languages we have many. For example, C, C++, Java, COBOL, PHP, all these are computer languages, high level languages. So three types of, as we know, we have three types of programming languages. One is the machine language. Machine language, here the programs are written using binary digits. Whereas in assembly language, the program is written using abbreviations. For example, if you want to add two numbers, you will give add. To subtract, we are using sub. To store, you will give str or move. So to end one particular program, you will give stop. Like this, assembly language uses mnemonics. Mnemonics are nothing but abbreviations which will tell the computer to do a specific task. Machine language means here the programs are written using zeros and ones. Assembly language means the programs are written using abbreviations. So machine language, here the programs are written using zeros and ones. What are the problems faced? What are the disadvantages of machine language. So the disadvantage of machine language is difficult to learn, understand and memorize. Memorize ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಭಾಳ ಕಷ್ಟ, because everything is 0 1 0 1. And then the next is, it is time consuming. So machine language, it takes lot of time, because lot of conversions, everything has to be entered in 0 1. Machine dependent. Machine dependent means once you write the program for one machine, that will not execute in another machine, as everything is in the form of 0 1 and the programs are very long. So machine oriented. Machine oriented means program ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಮಷೀನಿಗೆ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ it will not execute for another machine. So these are the disadvantages. Difficult to learn, understand and memorize, and it takes lot of time, and it is very difficult to trace the errors. Debugging, as we know, in the problem solving technology or methodology, we studied debugging. Debugging is a process of finding faults and errors, which is very difficult here. Then we have machine dependent. Machine dependent means the program written for one machine will not execute in another machine, and these machine language programs are very long, and they are machine oriented. That means when you have to write a program, you need to keep in mind the specifications and the internal hardware structure of the computer, and then you have to write. So this is about the disadvantages. Next, let us see, to overcome the drawbacks of machine language, assembly languages were designed. What is a assembly language? Assembly language, in machine language everything is 0 1, ಎಲ್ಲಾನು 0 1 ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. 0 1 ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋದು ಭಾರಿ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಭಾರಿ ಕಷ್ಟ. ದೇರ್ಫೋರ್ ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜನ್ನು ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇನ್ ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ನಿಮೋನಿಕ್ಸ್. ನಿಮೋನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಕೋಡ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ADD, ಟು ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ MULT, to subtract SUB. Like that, small abbreviations are used to write the program. 0 1 kinta this is much better to understand. Human understanding is better. So a language that uses mnemonics. Mnemonics means M silent here. Mnemonic code andre abbreviation, small English words used as codes to represent the instructions. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮಷೀನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ 0 1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಡ್, ಸಬ್, ಮಲ್ಟ್, ಡಿವ್, ಲೈಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದೆರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಆರ್ ಈಸಿ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿಲಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಸ್ ಎ assembler, that is, as we know that a computer understands only the language of zeros and ones. It will not understand mnemonics. Add, sub, mult ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಎ ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲರ್. ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲರ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ನ ಮಷೀನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯನ್ assembler that reads a mnemonic program and translates to machine language program. So we have one more definition for assembly language. See, as you can see, move, CMP. CMP means compare. Move means store. So here mnemonic codes are the short forms. Move means storing, moving the values. CMP means compare. So assembly language uses mnemonic codes to perform different operations. Assembly language is designed to be easy because we use assembler to translate assembly language to machine language. Let us discuss what is language translator. As we know that computer understands only a language of zeros and ones. So we are writing program using assembly language, that is mnemonics, add, sub, mult. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗೋದು ಬರೀ 0 1. ಸೊ ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ನಾವೇನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲರ್ ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲರ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಸೆಂಬ್ಲಿ ಕೋಡನ್ನು ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಟು ಮಷೀನ್ ಕೋಡಿಗೆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟರ್ಸ್, they were developed to translate the programs written in assembly language to machine language, and that is called assembler. So assembler, what it will do, it will translate the program written in assembly language to machine language translate ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. There are many examples. We have turbo assembler, macro assembler, net wide assembler, flat assembler. The job is assembly language program na machine language ಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. So next is high level languages. So mnemonics was easy comparing to the machine language, but still there were some difficulties to remember the instructions. Therefore, high level languages were developed. High level languages, they uses English like statements to write the program. Machine language uses 0 1 to write the program, and assembly language we are using code words, English code words, and those code words are called mnemonics. And next comes the high level language, because mnemonics ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಸತಿ 250 300 ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ mnemonics, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮನ್ನು ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮರ್ಸ್ they were finding somewhat difficult to remember those mnemonics. Therefore, they invented a new language called high level language. In high level language, the programs are written using English statements. ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ನ ಬಳಸ್ತೀವಿ ಅದೇ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮನ್ನು ಬರೆಯೋದು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಹೈಲಿ ಮಷೀನ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಟೆಲಿಂಗ್, ಲೋವರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮಷೀನ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್. ಮಷೀನ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಗೆ ಬರೆದಿರೋ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ಗೆ ರನ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಹೈ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಸ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಮಷೀನ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್. ಮಷೀನ್ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಯು ರೈಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್, that program will execute on any machine. They are standardized. Standardized means any part of the world you go, same programming style, same instructions are followed. In this market, computer market, there are many languages, high level languages are available, and some of them are C, C++, Java, Algol, C#, COBOL. All these are the examples of high level languages. So high level language is a programming language. C, Fortran, C++, they are high level languages. What they will do? They will enable a programmer to write the programs that are less independent of a particular type of computer. Such languages are considered as high level languages. So as you can see here, there is one more definition for high level languages. High level languages are much closer to human languages, and the programming languages like C, C++, they help us to write programs, and it is understandable, easily understandable by humans, and such languages are called high level languages. As we know that a computer understands only the language of zeros and ones, it will not understand English. As I told you, in high level languages, the programs are written using English like statements, and those statements computer ge artha agalla, computer ge artha agodu zero ones. So therefore, as you can see, low level languages andre assembly language, adanna translate madadike we have assembler. Similarly, to translate high level languages, as you can see, we have compiler or interpreter. So assembler ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, it will translate the program written in assembly language to machine language, whereas a compiler or interpreter, as you can see on the screen, so compiler and interpreter, they convert or they translate the programs written in high level language, that is basic, Java, for example basic, Java, C++, Fortran, all these are high level languages. The programs written in these languages, they are translated to machine language, binary code 0 and 1, and that is done with the help of a compiler or a interpreter. Let's see what is the job of a compiler and interpreter in detail. As you can see, computer understands and executes only the programs written in machine language, that is zeros and ones. Computer ge artha agodu 0-1 language. It will not understand high level language. Therefore, language translators were developed. What is the job of a translator? Suppose if I don't understand French and somebody is talking to me in French, and what I talk in Hindi, that person will not execute, because if that person knows only French. If we both want to communicate, we use a intermediate person or a translator who knows both the languages. They translate Hindi to French, French to Hindi. Similarly, we have language translators, that is compiler and interpreter. The job of a compiler and interpreter is to translate the programs written in high level language to machine language. High level language ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಿರುವಂಥ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ನ ಮಷೀನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಮಾಡೋದು ಯಾರು? ಕಂಪೈಲರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರೆಟರ್. ಸೊ ಕಂಪೈಲರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರೆಟರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ ದಿಸ್. And what is the difference between compiler and interpreter? Compiler, it translates the entire program at a time to machine language. Compiler ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಹೈ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಫುಲ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ನ ಅಟ್ ಎ ಟೈಮ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ಇಂಟರ್ಪ್ರೆಟರು ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಹೈ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜನ್ನ ಮಷೀನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಿಗೆ ಲೈನ್ ಬೈ ಲೈನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬೈ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ translators. So you can see 3 translators are there: assembler, compiler and interpreter. The language translator job ಏನು ಅಂದರೆ to translate the programs written in assembly language to machine language, and the translator name is assembler. Whereas we can see 2 translators, interpreter and compiler. They translate high level language program to machine language. The program written in assembly language, high level language are called, it is called source program, and the translated, the program which is in 0 and 1 is called object program. That is a program which is in binary language, that is 0 and 1, that is called as the object program. Hope you have understood today's class, and next session I'll be introducing you to the programming concepts of C++. So before learning C++, we need to understand what are high level languages, because C++ is a high level language and it uses compiler. So I hope you have understood today's class. It is very much required to know about the languages before actually you learn a computer language, that is C++. You will be learning a computer language C++, and before learning that language we need to know what are computer languages, how are they helpful, what is the use. Hope you have understood the topics what I have explained today. Mm, Kindly note down the doubts any if you have, and we can have a discussion on that in Zoom meeting. Thanks for your patience listening. Have a great day ahead. God bless you all, my dear students.